Well, thanks for staying with us on Fafanua Africa. Now we move to our multi-part series on creativity. It's been a very exciting one. I have had to sit with a couple of brilliant minds, creative minds, and we're still continuing today. I have some creative people in the studio with me, and we will be introducing them very shortly. Now, I get really excited when it's time to talk creativity because you get to take a journey into the minds of these young talents doing great things in this generation. In today's fast-paced digital world, creativity has become more important than ever. Now, with the Gen Z mostly leading the charge in embracing new technologies and even millennials and innovative ideas, it is crucial to harness our creative skills to their fullest potential. As a journalist, I understand the importance of utilizing your creativity in every aspect of life, especially going along with the latest trends, from personal endeavors to professional pursuits. It is very expedient. Now, when it comes to creativity, the possibilities are endless. It is not just about being able to paint or write or sing. There's so many things that you can do that would bring out a captivating story. And creativity can be found in problem solving, in critical thinking, and even in the way that we approach our everyday tasks. So it's about thinking outside the box and pushing the boundaries of what is possible. Well, that said, I have two amazing gentlemen joining me for this discussion today. First, with me in the studio, I have Tanimola Ijolabi, a choreographer. Hello, Tanimola. Thanks for joining us.
Hello. Thank you.
It's a pleasure. I'm going to come back to your name, but in the meantime, let me introduce our second guest. I have also Oluwaseun Osikalu, a comedian, Compere in Lagos as well. Thank you so much, Seun, for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, so Tanimola Ijolabi.
Present, ma.
Okay. Ijolabi means like we give birth to dance.
Yeah, the spirit of dance.
Is that your real name?
That's my real name.
How? Because I mean, you are a choreographer.
Yes.
Did your parents see it coming, or you just wanted to follow the lines of your name?
I have always been getting these kind of questions a number of times. Like a lot of people, is that your name? Say nickname. Like, anyway, I am born into artistic background. My parents, both two sides, like my dad was an actor, my mom was a dancer. So they owned a band, a troupe then. Then I have a brother named Ijogwemi and so on. Oh. As I was growing, I did not really embrace that name. I was taking my third name then. But not until a certain point in my life, I just decided, I was falling deep in love with this. Then I started,
Dancing.
Okay, and I put it first.
Do you think it has anything to do with the name?
Maybe. But I think, in the Yoruba, let me say the Yoruba drum, they believe that, they say, Oruko ni Romo, like your name reflects in what you do.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it does. Okay. Oluwaseun, let me come to you now. You are a comedian and a compere. I always say that comedy is a very difficult job because, especially in Nigeria, to get Nigerians to laugh is a Herculean task. It's very hard. But what inspired you to pursue your career in comedy and, as a compere?
Okay, number one, permit me to say hi to our viewers out there, and then to correct my name. My name is Osikalu. Osikalu, more like pronouncing
Osikalu.
Or Oshibaju. Let me pronounce Baba Oshibaju.
Okay.
Okay, so
all right. Sorry, apologies, Seun. Before we continue, could you please move back a little? We want to see more of your, want a little more headspace. Yeah. All right. Good. Yeah, you can go ahead. Osikalu. All right, I got that.
Yeah, good. So what inspires me? Yeah, I would say people and events around inspires me. And my nickname is Gogoshi, so if you want to check me anywhere. So what inspired me majorly, I will say people and events around. I remember when I was in school, even when I was in Danfu or any course, I see events around, I see funny things, and I just note them down. So those are the major things that inspires me. People around, events around, and of course, my personal experience, and people's experience around, they are source of big inspiration for me. Like you mentioned, comedy is not very easy here in Nigeria, but I can tell you that with inspirations, with creativity, a creative mind, make people still laugh. So let me leave that for now.
All right. Okay. Now, Tanimola, for you as a choreographer, are there times where you feel just unmotivated or you don't feel as creative as you usually are?
Um, anyway, I see that mainly whenever I'm standing before people and they are giving me that expression of not being with me. So, I just love, because one thing about me is I love on spot creativity. So when I'm there, I see you ready, then we start. As I'm seeing you, whatever I'm doing will be coming. Like seeing you, I'll be knowing where to please and what to do. But when I start seeing the expression that probably you are hungry, you are not really there with me, everything will go. I'll just rather have it a break.
So in those kind of moments, how do you motivate yourself, or do you just wait it out?
Oh, it depends on them. Once they bring that to me, and I let it go, okay? Probably go and hit, and they can come back. Probably within that time, they go to hit. I come back to myself. I love serenity. Whenever I have a block like that, I love serenity. Like whenever where there is perfect silence, then with that, start having that thing I want to have back. Though without having the human resources I want to use before me, I'll not be able to create. That is one thing about me. But immediately I have them and they can keep quiet and give me the expression I need. Probably just with them, I am picking some things. The way they are doing, I'm picking some things without disturbing me. Then we start doing it.
Right. I think I'm going to throw the same question at you, Oluwaseun. Are there times when you just don't feel as creative, or you don't feel like you're going to motivate the audience, or even the audience is not motivating you?
I can't hear you anymore.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me, Seun?
I can't hear you.
All right, we're going to try and rectify that. But in the meantime, okay, let me just come back to Tanimola. How encouraging would you say
Sorry,
that?
please. I will love you call me that name, Ijolabi.
Ijolabi, okay. All right, Ijolabi. All right. I mean, that's more significant anyways to our conversation. But anyways, Ijolabi, how encouraging would you say that the society and our generation is towards your art? And by art, I mean your choreography. Do you get a lot of people who are interested in what you do? Do you get a lot of people who want to learn your craft, who are fascinated by what you do?
Yeah, anyway, unlike before, we started with like little motivation. But these days, we start seeing new people, like young people showing interest in it. Though a lot of people at times can think they cannot dance. But I do tell people, I don't know, probably I should call myself an encourager, even if you have never danced in your life. And I am giving that job to make you dance. My own is just to persuade you to dance. When you start telling me, you don't think you can, I will tell you, as far as, do you love to dance? Yes, I love to dance. That's the first thing I want to hear. Do you love to dance? Yes, I do. Can you dance? No, I cannot dance. Okay, fine. As far as you love to dance, then you can do it. Let's go.
Okay. Now, when it also comes to art in this present day and time, a lot of people are big on collaboration.
Yes, yes.
What role do you think collaboration plays in encouraging people's arts and crafts, different people coming together?
Though we have different minds, we have different ways of life anyway. But to me, I do really like collaborating with people in terms of creativity. What I mean by my own is, when I say creativity, you said it the other time, thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
So I love creative people around me. So when I see people like that, it gives me a kind of relief in me. So I will not be doing much. I will just have to submit little from my own side, then steal from them. So seeing creative people, collaborating with them, always help me gain more. I don't see that as a challenge to me. Though at times, people can be funny. So when they have things in them, they don't know who you are. They just be like, no. It's me. I will, even if you have that prideful act, just that thing I just want to steal from you is what I want to steal from you. Then I'm good to go with you.
Okay, and how would you say that you handle criticism? Sometimes people are not exactly a big fan of your work, and we're in a generation where everybody's vocal, everybody's a keyboard champion. They criticize your work without remorse because what's the worst you can do? I mean, they don't even go ahead to say, oh, you're doing good, but this is where you can improve. A lot of people are like, what are you doing? What is it even doing? You know, so how do you handle those kind of criticism?
I have blood running in my vein. So at times, normally, when you do something, when you put your all into it, someone just look at, what did you do? You'll be like, you feel so down.
Yeah.
I have this lecturer. I don't know, maybe he's watching this now. I have this lecturer. I don't know, maybe I should call his name out or I should not. One thing about him is we have what they call constructive criticism. We have what they call destructive criticism.
Yeah.
One thing about him is to destruct it. Destructive criticism, original one. When I say original one, I like a lot of people that knows and that have worked with me better, like that know this person I'm talking about, will easily be connecting to the person I'm talking about, the lecturer I'm talking about now. I don't know. Anytime I did one last production in school, and that production was on, I directed it anyway, and the production was just on poor theater. And poor theater does not really need this big costume design and everything. Just do it like it is just the actors and the audience relation. So I tried all I could with my people. We did it together and everything. So on that very day, this one was like, he brought a friend from abroad. So the friend was seated beside him. And the one thing about me is, I am a shy type. I am a shy type. Despite the fact that I am an artist, the more, the instant I get on stage, I just take that off. Then after that, I go back to my normal self. I don't really talk like that. So this man, I hate when you disgrace me openly, like, to be like, yay. The ground should just open, let me enter and not come back to this place.
Yeah.
That's one thing about me. Yeah. This man condemned this production like, like we.
Wow. Okay.
So I was like, and this thing I have always been doing it all my life.
Right. I mean, I know how that can feel. It can be very discouraging, especially when it comes from people who are teaching you. In the meantime, I think we have Oluwaseun back with us. Seun, can you hear us?
Yeah, very well.
All right. I don't know if you were following his story, but we're talking about dealing with criticism. You know, I was just saying basically that this age and time, people no longer criticize you with love or as though they care. They're just like, what are you even doing? I mean, if you heard his story, you know, those kind of discouragement that come even from people that you're learning from, people that you expect the height of support and encouragement from. So in your own field, how do you handle criticism?
Okay, so I would want to start from where Tanimola stopped, but I sincerely understand where it's coming from. First thing I would say, number one is believe in yourself. And I think he does. If he didn't believe in himself, I'm sure he would have opted out of that particular profession. So people criticize for two things. Number one, either to help you, to model you. Number two, to destroy you, just like you just mentioned. So if you understand the view of the person criticizing you, you either take to it. Sometimes it is for your good, you know, and then sometimes it is just to make you feel you are worse and then you're good for nothing. So try to understand people's view and then move on. Believe in yourself. So I've been in an event before and then the couple were not ready, you know, and then I think the brother of the groom came over and said, start something. And I told him, brother, this is my view. This is my pattern. I don't start events when the reason why I'm here, when they are not here. You know, there's a difference between stand-up comedy and a wedding program, wedding reception. So I stood on my feet. I was heavily criticized, like, you don't know what you're doing, this. And when they came, we started this and they apologized. So believing in yourself, understanding what you're doing. If you know what you're doing, no matter the level of criticism, I'm sure you will stand strong. And one thing again, we should also know is this, no matter what you do in life, and I said it now, No matter what you do, people will criticize you. So see it as a part of the journey. See it as one of the things you will experience, along the line. And you being someone that is now always on camera, my brother, see it as one of the things that will come up and then you move on with life. So that is how I see it.
Right. Okay. Back to you, Ijolabi. What would you say that success means to you as a creative in your own field? What level would you get to that you'd be like, okay, I think I'm successful. I think I'm doing good.
As far as I am imparting in people, like I'm just giving this thing I have in me, and I see a lot of people benefit from that. When I say benefiting this time around, I mean someone from scratch. Like I have a lot of people like that. Someone from scratch that was even doubting if he or she can dance. Then I train them and I see them training. I'm like, wow, that's my own success. To me, it's just like, wow, I am fulfilled.
Okay. Okay. Same question, I guess, goes to you as well, Oluwaseun. What is success to you in your field? How do you measure success, especially maybe per performance or whatever it is you do? When do you tell yourself, okay, yeah, I think I did a good job?
Okay, so it's me to push me back to the last former question, which is criticism, or perhaps I can call it maybe feedback. So I have this particular session whereby I write back to my clients or my customer, whoever the case may be, to say that, how did you view me? So because of people's feedback, I see to go a very long way. For me, there was an event I went to, was it maybe a few months ago, and two persons came separately to say that, seriously, I love it. I love the way you put things together. I love, it's a very good one for me. So feedback, comments, it's a success to me. Yeah, money is on the side, but what gives me biggest joy is client feedback, people's feedback, and making people laugh. Well, I'm not more like a comedian. I'm a compare majorly. But of course, when you're doing that, you don't make people sad now, you make people laugh still. So that is a success for me.
All right, let's flip the question now. Oluwaseun, what is that one thing that gets you discouraged the most in your field?
So one thing that discourages me most would be the fact that people belittle compare. People underrate compare. People think it is, what's there now? It is just for you to call item 1, item 2 and closing prayer. It goes beyond that. So there's an aspect of putting programs together, making things work as expected, planning, execution. People belittle it, and then it gives me, it doesn't make me happy, because there's a lot that is being put into this, and people just think it is just you coming to just call programs, and it goes beyond that, especially for corporate events, because there are little or no efficiency. I'm going to use that word, that you have to corporate events. It's always a very serious one, and then because of that, sometimes I've been underpriced because they don't see the value you're bringing into the system, and sometimes you're being underrated.
Right.
So it's not a good one for me.
Okay, finally, Ijolabi, what advice would you give to youth who are trying to find themselves, create a path for themselves, or find that one thing that they're passionate about?
Well, my advice would be, come in. There is room for what you have in you. Let them just come. See, one thing about this creative world is, you think, at times you think, will people accept this you have? But you will never know until you start doing it. I started with just ordinary dance. And in fact, the dance I am talking about now, that's been long I saw that type of dance anyway. Because my dad started training me how to dance. Then later we started graduating to different contemporary, this, that. We started doing a lot of things. I started with my dad. From that, meeting with a lot of people. Now, my advice is, come in, start something, and please be humble.
Be humble. Be humble. I think that's like the most important part. Coming in, finding yourself, and just learn to grow at it. Do not be too forward. Anyways, this is where we call it a wrap. But before we go, we have some quotes by some people who have experienced these kind of things. Do take a look. Well, there you have it. On that note, I want to say a big thank you to my guests, Tanimola Ijolabi and Oluwaseun Osikalu, for joining us and for sharing their own perspective on creativity and the challenges that they have faced. Thank you so much, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Well, this has been Fafanua Africa. It's been a very interesting episode, and we're still on our creativity series. So join us again next week as we bring you trending stories across the African continent, and of course, continue our conversation on creativity. Stay with us. The news is coming up shortly. I'm Blessings Mosugu, and it has been Fafanua Africa.